I want to talk about generational decision making. These are the decisions in our lives and in our businesses that do not have immediate returns. They're decisions that will impact us years from now. And they're the hardest decisions to make, especially if they're bold. And I'm in a season of big, bold generational decisions. There are things in my business and decisions I'm making. There are things in my personal life and other businesses that I'm contemplating investing in that are going to have generational impacts. And it takes a lot of research. These are not easy decisions that you can make. But in the midst of uncertainty, generational decisions can reap the greatest rewards. When everyone else is uncertain and uneasy, that's the time to make bold moves because growth favors uncertainty. 65% of global leaders agree that uncertainty drives innovation and creative problem solving. And 20% of Fortune 500 companies have actually increased their strategic planning during this time of uncertainty. So my question is, are you using this time of uncertainty and unease to truly think about the next bold decision that you need to make personally or professionally? Are we using our time to think differently about what the future holds? I think we're all standing here knowing the future is going to be so radically different than our present time, but most of us are in paralysis instead of choosing to step towards the bold decisions that are going to be required. Uncertainty is when market share gains can happen. It's when your competition decides to step back and you decide to take a step forward, even in that risky time. Uncertainty is when talent is more accessible. The best talent in the market right now wants to be at a company that's making bold moves. They want to work for a company who knows the future is different and is willing to invest in that shift and that change. Uncertainty is when you build customer loyalty. When brands show up even more during these uncertain times is when they build trust with their consumers and their clients. Are you going to be caught on your heels, or are you going to be on your toes ready to run while your competition is caught on their heels? We all have big choices to make right now, personally and professionally. So choose wisely. So when I'm facing uncertainty and unease, and I have big, bold decisions to make, there's three primary things that I do. The first thing is I do the 10-year test. What this test means is a reflection for me to say, the future me in 10 years, will I regret if I don't take this chance? If I don't make this bold decision, do I believe there will be regret looking back? And most of the time, when I really dig into it, I know that there's an opportunity, and if I choose not to take it, I'm going to wish later that I had. The second thing I do is I sit down and think about the absolute worst that could happen. Now, understanding some of these big, bold moves could actually have really dire consequences in terms of financial loss and other things. But what's the worst that's going to happen? You're likely going to learn. You're still likely going to be ahead of people who are standing paralyzed, not doing anything else. So really getting level with yourself on the absolute worst that can happen actually gives you the confidence to say, if that's the worst, then I can at least start to move towards this decision. And the third thing is having a contingency plan, right? How can you fail fast and make a new decision and choose again at that point? And if you can get those three things in place, it's going to give you confidence to make the decisions you know you need to make when the rest of the world is standing in that uncertainty and unease, not moving forward. Here's an example of a bold decision that feels very real for me right now. I'm making a decision in our business to step into a different role, to allow the team really to step into greater roles, because I know that I am structuring the right team to build and grow this business, and my role needs to be different. It's terrifying. So just because it feels crazy and scary at times doesn't mean it's not the right decision. And I think so many of us as leaders, personally and professionally, get up to those really critical decisions and we stand there because fear is staring us in the face. And when I now look at fear, I just know it's probably pointing me in the right direction. and it's what I need to do. So, where do you have fear right now? And look at that fear from a little different perspective because it's probably leading you to a big, bold decision that you need to make.